So hello guys and welcome back to the next lesson. We will create something like this. So we will create a violin, a golden one, or let's get experimental with the material, and it will be in this simple glass container here and on this little standoff. So that's pretty easy, and I think let's get started. So, fresh new Houdini scene for you guys. Let's just save this here. Motion design, framing and composition. Of course. So, let's get started. First of all, let's get a violin in. So, let's make this black, let's make it round, and let's call it Geo Violin. Let's get a file node here. Let's get 3D models, violin. Let's get this loaded up. It's a pretty simple model. Let's get a null node here. Let's call it out violin. Yeah, without E. And let's get a material. And let's get mod rs violin. So, pretty simple. This is placed, that's nice. Now let's get here a null node, because I want to transform it from above, so transform. Let's call it 001. Let's give it another color here, and now we can transform it. Cool. That's the basic setup for the violin. Let's get started with Redshift. So a shop and a rob again. It's always the same procedure, but let's get our weight out. Let's dive inside. Let's create a Redshift custom. Let's call it out rs001. Let's create a Redshift network. Let's create rsmat violin. Let's create a rs material for now. Pretty simple. Dive up, dive up. Let's create. We need two more. So let's create here one for the stand and one for the container. Or let's call it glass. Let's just call it glass. So nice. 3 materials, 2 objects to go. So let's place down the geometry for. Let's parent it. The geometry for the. Or let's just build it in one. The geometry for the violin, for the simple glass container. Let's get a group here. Let's type here a dollar or $s, so it's the operator's name. So let's call it group, grp, and violin. Let's connect it, and we will get here our primitives and with the group violin. So let's delete all other groups here. Let's get a group delete, and let's delete everything. Let's place a star right here, and it will delete anything. So group violin is set up. Nice. Out violin. Let's get a merge node here, because we will need it. And let's set up the glass container. So let's get a simple box here. Let's get the display flag on it, and let's get another display flag, the template flag, on the violin. And let's get this. Let's enable the wireframe if you want to, and let's get roughly the size of our violin here. So for example, something like that. I think that's pretty good for now. Let's get the group node, let's get the out node here, let's call this class. Let's call it here out class 2. Class. Let's disable the template flags. Cool, we've got our class. So we've got our class. Let's get a class material in here. So group class, class material, and group violin, and material violin. So, and the final one, we need the base. So let's just model some pretty basic stuff for now. Let's get a blast here. Let's blast away this one. Let's get delete non-selected. So we will get this pretty simple base here. Let's get a poly extrude here. Let's extrude that a little bit outwards. Let's hit the enter key, or just get it in here. Yeah. Let's get a little bit more, yeah, something like that. Let's enable the output back here. And let's get a little bit more detail. So let's get a bevel. Let's poly bevel all sides a little bit, only a little bit. Something like that. Yeah. Let's make it solid, or let's make it just a simple round profile division 1. Okay. Let's get proper normals here back on. Let's just get them to 0. So we will get this hard look here. Let's get an edge loop. The loop stuff, I think it's the split, poly split. Yes. Let's get, I'm not a good modeler in Houdini, only with procedural stuff. So let's get here poly split in. So 1 here. And let's extrude them. So let's get this as a loop. I always forget the loop command. Yes, okay. And let's go polygons, poly extrude, and let's extrude that a little bit out here. So we will get a little bit of detail. For example, whoops, we can reuse the poly bevel here. To get something like this. Let's make it a little bit smaller. So we will get something like this. Pretty simple. Let's select all of them. Let's press Shift C to create a little subnet, and let's call it model stand. And let's copy this right here. Group, let's call it stand, and out stand. So let's get the stand into the merged. Let's go to the material and group violin, group glass, but we need the group stand, and let's get a material. Nice, cool. Just for now, let's get a quick camera. And let's get a quick slide dome or a slide dome 001, and let's get a simple texture here. And let's get in here into the camera. Let's go to a central perspective for the beginning. Let's get a longer focal length. Something like that, and let's hit render. So we will see something like that. Cool. That's not that great. Let's for now get cinema scope ratio. Let's zoom a little bit more, so let's track the camera. Something like that should be fine. And let's get rec 709, and let's get here a glass material. Is the glass material applied? I think so. Yes. Oh, okay. So let's refresh it. Let's get here. Let's get this maybe a little bit subdivided. And let's get a normals right. Normal. Let's get a normals right. Let's have a look. Yes, that's way better. Or that's... Yes, okay. Cool. Now we got this, we got the glass. From the front it's not that visible, but we will change. Yes. Cool. So that's it for now, and I will see you in the next lesson.